flights per week. Imagine, Penang is very well connected. And of course, for international flight, we have about 84 flights connecting between Penang and with Singapore per week. Of course, due to the influx of more flights is coming into Penang, our Penang International Airport have already upgraded last year and is currently doubling the floor area from 27,500 square meter to about 52,000 square meters. Of course, increase in terms of passenger output as well. And this is something to cheer about. Our second Penang Bridge is already completed, which providing the linkage connecting Batu Kawan on mainland to Batu Mau. But it will be opening soon in the first quarter this year. Penang leaves. Penang, we have international standard of healthcare system, and it's a good place to live because we also have 8 international schools with various curriculum. And of course, we have world-class recreational facilities and quality and affordable homes. And Penang, we really have a lot of great food, street food, and a lot of people really enjoy the food in Penang. And we also have a combination of comfortable tourism. Okay, Malaysia has voted at 3rd medical tourism destination in the world. And of course, for Penang, we have managed to record a revenue of 317 million of revenue by all the hospitals in the year 2012, and the number is still growing. And these are the hospitals currently actively participated in the Penang medical tourism. And of course, like Gleneagles, Lamoille Island, Nogolai, all of them actually have worked very hard to bring in more tourists for medical tourism purposes, indirectly also bringing a lot of income into Penang. And these are the photographs of all to Penang for medical tourism purposes. Now, Penang is a key choice for Malaysia, my second home. It's because of due to Penang, we have a very nice beachfront, and of course, we are also a city of heritage. And just look into the picture over here that has been taken from Batu Ferringhi, and at the back, that is actually the Golden Sand Hotel, and we really have a very lovely beach. And of course, we are also a heritage city as well. Okay, just now was just a short, brief introduction about Penang. Just for those who are actually not Penangites, at least you can have a snapshot of what is actually Penang all about. And the next topic which I'm going to cover is the overall property market of Penang. And let's look at the latest statistics published by the state government, by the government. The Penang property transaction volume as at first half of 2013 is recorded. We have a majority of transaction is actually residential property, which accounted for 74%, followed by commercial, which is only 9%, which comprises the shop houses and shop lots. That is in 2013 first half. In terms of value, of course, residential accounted for 58% of the value of the total transaction taken place, and follow up by developed land, which is about 19%, and commercial property at about 12%. It is interesting to look into the chart over here that it shows the Penang property transaction volume value since 1999 until the first half of 2013. As what you can observe over here is that over the course of time, from 1999 until say 2005 to 2006, there's a constant growth until end of 2006, whereby during 2006, 2007, everybody know that there's a global financial crisis. And the property transaction in terms of volume has actually dropped slightly between the period of 2006 to 2007. So from 2007 onwards until 2011, as what you can observe is a growth trend, and it shows that the more and more volume of transaction taken place during this period. It could be because of due to after the global financial crisis in 2007, developer actually have come out with DIBS schemes, at the time to stir up the interest of the buyer by paying low down payment to attract sales of property transactions during the period. Of course, in year 2007, we also noted that the interest rate or the borrowing cost, or sometimes what we call is the BLR, it has dropped between 2007 to 2009 from a rate of 6.75%. Was recorded in 2007 and subsequently has dropped to the lowest in history at about 5.55% in year 2009. Indirectly saying that whoever actually has contributed to the more volume of transaction over here is because of due to the financing cost is cheaper at the time. Of course, during the period in 2007, the temporary suspensions of the real property gain tax also has contributed to the increase of transaction during this period. Because of between 2007 to 2009, there's no RBGD, which means whoever who sell any property, you don't have to pay any gain tax between the period of 2007 to 2009. And of course, when you look at trend over here of the volume of transaction up to the peak of 2011, you can see there's a sharp drop over the last 2 years. That could be due to some measures has been imposed. Like for example, for the financial side is that the loan to value LTV, they have capped the LTV to 70% by Bank Negara, which means whoever who buy properties under the third property or the third charge of residential loan, the margin of finance is basically capped at 70%. Rather than those days who used to cap at about like 90%, or sometimes you can get a margin of finance of 85% or even at 80%. Okay? During that period in 2011, the calculation of the loan is also based on net income rather than the gross. That will probably be one of the reasons as to slowing down in terms of the transaction taken place during this period. And for this year, the official statistics for 2013 is yet to be published until the end of the year. But what we can foresee over here that the trend will continue to slow down due to some measures that has been imposed during the budget and all that. And what I can foresee over here that maybe for the whole year of 2013, the total volume of transaction will probably hovering between 20 to 25,000 units. Okay, I'm going to touch base on the residential property market now. The residential sector. Okay, let's look at the map over here, which shows all the major development land available on the island as to carry out for further future development. And what you can see over here, starting from the top, which is at the north, this is the Sri Tanjung Pinang by E&O Group, having a total land bank of 740 acres. At the moment, for Sri Tanjung Pinang 1, which comprises of 240 acres, is already fully more or less developed. And they are now actually talking about the Sri Tanjung Pinang 2, which is the reclamation land of the island, which has yet to be taken place. And of course, moving downwards here, this is a light waterfront by IJM. They have a land of about 210 acres. And we have about 103 acres at Bayan Mutiara now, which they have renamed it to become the Penang World City. There will be more residential or mixed development to be carried out in the near future over the next 5 years. And of course, down south over here is Marsin Grove South Bay development, having a land bank of about 100 acres. Okay, the latest addition, of course I'm not going to run through all this. The latest addition, it should be the Penang Turf Club land, which comprises about 57 acres. And they are going to launch some landed housing developments in the near future. Okay, when you look into the total existing supply of residential property as at the third quarter of 2013, it is interesting to note that for the existing residential properties, we have a total of approximately about 372,000 units of existing and completed residential property located in Penang State. Out of the total, Penang Island, about 54% of the supply is located on Penang Island, and we have another 46% located on the mainland in Seberang Perai. When it comes to landed property, it is surprisingly to look into the whole states. We only have 36% of landed property located for the whole Penang state. And majority of the completed residential property are stratified property, which means comprises the flats, apartments, and condo. These are the strata title properties. And of course, on the island itself, we have more stratified properties compared to landed. On the mainland, it's a reverse. They have many land actually still available for development. Therefore, there are more landed houses development that has been carried out and completed. Let's look at the cumulative existing supply. As what you can observe, the trend of growth in terms of supply is increasing. For the total future incoming and planned supply of residential property, Penang at the moment we have about 109,000 units. Out of the total, Penang Island only have about 46% of the incoming and planned supply. The remaining 54% are actually located on the mainland. The chart over here is to show the total incoming supply of residential property. We have a total incoming supply of close to 57,000 units over the next 2-3 years to enter into the residential market. And for those planned supply, which means those projects, the plan already submitted, which has yet to be approved, or for those projects which have yet to be launched, we have a total supply of 52,000 units. Okay, for the audience over here, just want you all to guess as to what is the average price of residential property on Penang Island. Anybody want to have a wild guess? And how affordable is a residential property located on Penang Island? A majority of the properties are above 1 million. Any of the audience over here wanted to have a try? Is it more than 1 million? About 500,000?
What property are you talking about? Is
residential properties.
Yes, residential. Is it stratified or landed?
It's a mix, whether it's landed or condos or apartments, or the average price per unit.
Island. 500?
500,000. 5,000. Probably is a down payment of a property. Okay, surprisingly to look into the statistics over here, about 65% of the properties prices are below 250,000. This is according to the price distribution of the property located on Penang Island. And for those who think that the property in Penang is worth more than 1 million, it is only, in terms of total supply, it's only about 8%. And those prices between 500,000 to 1 million is only about 15%. Means in Penang, as you can see, 65% of the property, completed residential property, is below 250,000. Of course, all these properties are basically located in the area of, say, Relau, Paya Turubong area, and then maybe a little bit in Bayan Baru, Bayan Lepas, and covered area up to probably Teluk Kumba. Okay, these are the area, and majority of these type of properties are flatted residential developments, meaning is that either they are those smaller units of apartments, or they are those typical flats. Okay,